Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Brandify Take One Magical Mistakes. Why such a topic and why this series is a question that I was being asked by a lot of people. And I thought, let me answer that before I introduce the guest for the evening today. We are living in very uncertain times where everything is a mystery around us. Why COVID? What is going to happen? What next? And all of us are grappling with questions which scare us, which also make us look forward to a lot of things, but also go back in the past and look at what we've done, re-look at things, realign ourselves. And here I have with me experts who are working in the realm of uncertainty all the time. They are actually working to understand these uncertainties and at times help us give answers to our questions. Are they 100% right? Are they 100% wrong? Do you believe in them? Do you not believe in them? Well, the choice is yours. But at the end of the day, what we do is we cannot ignore these experts. They are mystics. They work in an environment which doesn't give them straight answers. And there's a lot of mystery around them, the same kind of mystery that we are facing today. So I'm happy to bring in six experts in magical mistakes who use different modalities to find out the unknown, to help us know the unknown, to help us identify what can we do and what is the real, some of the myths that are there around their unknown. Today I have with me Shweta Vij from Dehradun, who is known in her space of actually reading auras. She is a clairvoyant. She is a hypnotherapist. In addition to that, she also works in the space of past life regression. What is all this about and what does she actually do? Let me welcome Shweta for all of you today. Hi, Shweta.
Hi, Nandita. Good evening. Namaskar, all of you, and thank you for watching. Yes,
So,
Nandita, I
Shweta,
was listening to your introduction. Very uncertain times, and yes, hope we
true.
can give some insight to our viewers.
So, Shraddha, I would ask the first question to you. I hear this word clairvoyant, and I am very fascinated by this term, and it's a little scary also. So, what does a clairvoyant actually do, and what all do you do? If you could tell our viewers that, that will really be nice.
Okay. I would say that now everything I would say might not make so much of logic for the logical world, but I would say
Okay.
that when I was a kid around 8 years or 7 years was the first time I felt that there was something which was not, which I could not make sense. So I could see
Okay.
visions, I still can see
Uh-huh.
visions, I can hear
Hmm.
sounds, and
Hmm.
it didn't make sense at
Hmm.
that time. But yes, I've grown and read about it or understood or experienced. So today I
Okay.
can say yes, there is a word attached to what I do. You can call me a psychic. A lot of people call me psycho, but yeah. So
Okay.
psychic and I do a lot of past life regression, hypnotherapy. I do tarot cards. I do different type of tarot cards. I can look at you and tell you how things are. So I would say I'm blessed to
Okay.
look at a person and be able to see the past and the future and the present. I also teach meditation, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, yeah, a lot of other work, but to do with the the uncertainty or something which you can't answer. That's what
Okay.
attracts me. So yeah.
Okay, okay. So my question is, Shweta, what exactly is aura reading? Do you look at a person and you start judging the person? Do you know what's going to happen to that person? So tell us what exactly is aura reading? Because it is a little scary to sit in front of you right now. I don't know what you're going to be thinking about me. So
Okay, so
for me, I know you, but for others, I just wanted to, yeah.
first thing, if you don't come to me as a client, I don't read you because that's your
Okay,
file and I don't touch that file. Those are
okay,
the words I use for my own self. Secondly, if I've done a reading for you, I don't remember anything for that matter. So I have clients coming back and telling me, "Aapne ye bola tha," and I would say, "I have no clue." So when you said, let's come back to your question, is what is aura reading? See, mystics believe, and there is even physics also talks about that there is an energy circle around everybody, every living thing. So from plant, animal, humans, it carries, there is an energy magnetism. Now, aura is the colors of your energy. So everybody has certain energy, and that energy has colors. And with the help of colors, I can read them. And with the help of the universe or the angels or the spirits, you can call them, or the helpers who tell me and help me decipher things. So if I see a color, I would be able to decipher things and say, okay, this is happening. Probably sometimes I get visions of your house.
Or 1 minute, please. I think there is.
Yeah. So I do get visions and I hear. So these are the messages generally come to me as dialogues and images, and that's what I do. And as you said, auras, you asked, auras are colors everybody carries, colors of our energy.
Okay. So if auras are colors of our energy, how do you read auras in long distance is something I would like to understand from you.
So if you send me a photograph of yours, I would be able to read. There are now machines which capture your auras. It's like a photograph which will give you the auras or the color of your energy field.
Okay, so the question here is, if I want my aura to be read, okay, like you said, there are colors. So if I want to send, can I manipulate that is a question I would like to ask. So if I wear a particular color, so I'm wearing purple now, will my aura look more in terms of purple with a lot of light on my face? Or do I look like having a halo? Right now I have a halo around me. So can I beat the system is what I want to understand.
Any color you wear, you will look beautiful, but you would not be able to change the color of your soul. It's the color of your soul. So whatever color, you'd probably see I'm wearing this orange, saffron, and magenta. It might be shining on my face, but if my aura is down, it would be reflected in the colors of the aura. And that's the 7 colors in the Vibgyor, the 7 colors of our chakras, or meridians don't have colors. Those are energy wires which go on in our body. But they're all energy field which comes out through colors, basically. So you said it can be detected. Any ailment, physical ailment can be captured because that energy, that color would be depleted, probably not very bright. And then there is a study, you can study and see what all, and you use, see, a lot of healers, a lot of psychic or clairvoyant people use combinations. So if you ask me, am I only going to do that? No, I also do tarot. I also do face reading. I also do energy reading. So everything is a combination. So if you ask me a question, probably I'll use all the modalities, or sometimes I might not use anything, and I would just look at you and tell you what the answer is, or give you an insight.
So Shweta, my question is, you said you do face reading along with aura, right? And so if a person keeps smiling and we try to be nice to you, do you give us a good reading? Or what I want to hear?
If you smile at me, I'll smile back at you, and I know you are trying to hide something, because there is something. See, again, as you said, can you manipulate these things? No, you can't. Depends on practitioner to practitioner, how do they decipher. A lot of people say, "Arey, main is astrologer ke paas gayi thi and I didn't like it, what he said didn't come true." Probably the astrologer, or I'm just using the word, or a clairvoyant or a tarot card reader is good. Probably the interpretation is what connects a client to a master, or a tarot card reader, or energy reader, or a pendulum person, or a crystal healer. So these are all how you connect, how you decipher, how sometimes that's the reason why a lot of us also need to balance our own auras, balance our own energy, because if I am not balanced, I will not be able to give you a proper answer. Like you use the word judgment when I look at you. I cannot judge, because if I'm judging, then I will not be able to give you the right answer. I will probably not want to hurt Nandita and would tell her only good things, which I'm not known for. My clients know, and they're scared because they don't want to hear the blunt truth. And in the years to come by, I've been doing this for past 22 years now. And I have kind of molded myself not to give it all, on the face. But yes, it needs to be told. And probably I can cushion it a little, but it has to be told what it is. What you see has to be communicated if it is asked. Please understand, Nandita, if a client does not ask me something, I'll give you an example. I had a very close friend of mine, and I was going for his wedding, and can you beat it? I was going for his wedding, and I was going with a friend of mine, and I told him that his wedding would not last. And my friend really, really cursed me and said, "How dare you say that?" I said, "I cannot keep it inside, but I cannot tell the person because he has not asked me. But this is what has come, and I have to spill it out." Sometimes I do, but now with so many years, I tend to keep it inside, because then, that's how it is, right?
Okay. So, Shweta, I'll go into the past and your predictions a little later. But my question is, you said it's all about the soul, and the soul emits colors, and it's all about that. How, if you could go a little deeper and explain this, because again, how does the soul have colors? And when you said there is a physical ailment, it becomes blurred, the color changes. How do you, if you could give us a little more insight, because right now it looks like, there's 7 colors, like you said, of the Vibgyor, and suddenly something is hazy. So how do you see it? So if I take my example, I'm sitting right and I'm open to being read like a book. I take that right now. Only the good things on the Facebook, on this channel, please. Okay. So on a more serious note, you can see around. So how do you see those colors? You may not describe my color in particular right now, but how do you see them? And how do you understand these? If you could go and explain that, that will really be nice.
Okay. So if I take you as an example, I would say there is a lot of stress. Now, why am I saying stress? Because I'm seeing a color depleting a lot. There is a lot of energy in that color, but it's depleting. All right. Okay. Now, a lot of people learn from me. So we teach you how to read colors, how to decipher them. All right. Okay. Particularly, sometimes what happens is, if I'm going to talk about chakras, so if your root chakra is not, if you're not grounded, or if you're having UTI issues, you will see an aura reader or an energy reader will pick up the energy and say that there is some problem below your abdomen, because either because the energy is depleting, or it's running. All right. And the colors are not that bright. I would also say that your issues would be to do with bones mainly. Why? Because you have a tendency to pocket the negative energy. You don't say it out loud. Now, how am I seeing that? Because I see, when I look at your body, whereas I'm only able to see this much, I see pockets. If I would be seeing it like an X-ray, and I would be seeing pockets of negative. So I will say negativity here on the neck, shoulder area, back, lower back, upper hip, and even the ankles sometimes, and the feet. So though I'm not able to see that much, but I can see you do because I know you, and not because you have shared this with me. I don't think so. You've talked about your feet or your neck or your shoulder, right? So that's the reason why we ask the client to give me their recent picture with a question, And again, now auras don't tell you timelines. But again, I
Okay.
was saying that we are able to, as healers and as mystic readers, we
Okay.
take help from other modalities
Hmm.
and tell you the timeline of things. Will it work, not work? So we
Okay.
mix and match a lot of things. And I
Okay.
am a PhD in psychology, so it helps me understand a person, counsel the person in the right way, so that the person
Okay.
doesn't get harmed, or is at least aware of something which is coming, and can
Mm-hmm.
prevent, give the person tools, because I use meditation as well, techniques, give
Okay.
the person tools
Hmm.
to deal with that.
Okay. So before I proceed, I want to share with my viewers here that though you are watching us on various platforms on Facebook, on my channel, on Shweta's channel, if you have a question for Shweta which you want answered, please log into my YouTube channel, which is Nandita Pandey Personal Branding. If you type that out, you will be able to ask questions to Shweta directly. And whatever you answer, she would be please ask generic questions. Don't ask extremely personal questions here because you may not be wanting her to answer in public. But yes, if you do want to get in touch with Shweta for her to answer your questions, the number is given in front of Shweta's name. You can contact her, and we will talk about that a little later. But I would appreciate and I would really want, because we are getting a lot of questions on our personal pages, which my team is handling back end. I would request you to post the same questions on the YouTube channel so that Shweta and I can read those questions out. And like Shweta said, send a recent picture of yours, even if it is a selfie. Is that okay, Shweta?
Yeah, absolutely, without sunglasses.
Yeah, of
See
course.
your
Yeah, please. No sunglasses, please. But you can send in your selfies. You can ask her questions. It's absolutely fine. Send a recent picture, like she said. Even if you're not smiling, it's okay. That's what she said. No matter what color you're wearing, it's okay. That's what she said. You can't influence her decision or her reading based on the colors that you're wearing. Right, Shweta? That's what I understood from what you said till now.
absolutely, absolutely,
Okay.
Nandita.
Sure. So going ahead, Shweta, does everyone have an aura? Is a question, or it's
Yeah,
only certain evolved people, like we want to say, who have an aura?
Nandita, everyone has an aura. If you are a
Okay.
meditator, your
Hmm.
aura will be bigger. So sometimes what happens is, if as healers, we can feel the aura of the person. We generally try to do this and feel the energy. If you are a meditator, probably your aura span would be very, very big,
Okay.
and you will be able to feel the energy in the palm. You will be actually, sometimes the energy field is so big that when you come in contact with that person, you can
Hmm.
feel the vibration going, in your spine, because those are the chakras. Those are the, like, I would say, switch points. So you
Okay.
can feel the current going there if you come in contact with a person like that. Everyone has an aura.
So, Shweta, you said a recent picture, right? Now, does auras change over a period of time? So, if I give you a picture, say, which is a 6 month old picture or a year old picture, will my aura tell a different story?
Yes,
Very
it
interesting.
would. Yes, it
Okay.
would.
Okay.
A 1 year old picture would have the aura of 1 year old Nandita. A recent Nandita's picture would have a aura of recent Nandita, right? And then you can ask questions as well. So sometimes what happens is, again, as I was saying, that we use different modalities to
Mm-hmm.
connect and seek answers, and they are not very logical modalities. So it's not 2 + 2, which is 4.
Okay.
Sometimes it's 8, and sometimes it's minus also. So I use different ones. And if you give me, suppose you don't have a new picture of someone,
Yeah.
and you want to ask about that person, so
Mhm.
I would keep that in mind, that the probably smaller ailments which I was seeing for an year that person might go through, I will filter that and come to immediate connect and ask the angels to help me, ask the universal energy to help me. Please understand that we all are connected to a beautiful, lovely, universal energy. We all are connected. Whether you know someone or you don't know someone, when you meet someone, you suddenly sometimes feel very comforted, and sometimes you feel extremely uneasy. It's to do with the energy that person is carrying.
Okay. So, Shweta,
So,
I go back based on what you said, and if I'm just cutting you, if you're cutting, I'm cutting you, then you can continue. I'll ask the question a little later.
no, go ahead, please.
So, Shweta, you said we are all connected by energy, and when we do meet certain people, we do feel connected immediately. And I do remember my first meeting with you, I think 5.5 years back in a hotel room in Chandigarh. And there was the moment I met, it seemed like I've known you for years. I think we were meeting for the first time, and we had just spoken on the phone once, I remember. And that too, it was a very official, very, very business call to understand work. It was primarily work related, I remember. But somewhere the connect that we had, and I think we sat back in your room, and I think others left, and I sat back in your room till around 2:33 in the morning, and you were like, talking about things in general. So, and then you meet certain people in life where, you meet them and you say, kuch gadbad hai. You can't put a finger to it. Does that mean that your auras are not, there's a clash? How do you would explain that?
See, I would not say the auras are clashing, but the energy, sometimes there is a lot of past life connect. So
Okay.
the way you connected with me, I would say that's a past life connection. In some life, we would have been connected, and that's how would have been, because to have a friendship, or for knowing each other for such a long time. But sometimes some people come for very short time and they go away, right?
True. Yeah.
So they could be like passerbys or somebody who we met in this life for short time, and then we meet them again. So it's nothing to do with aura, but it's your past life connection. The energy, the soul recognizes it immediately. That's the reason where it connects, and you feel good. And some place you don't feel nice, you feel scared, you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with the individual. You can't pinpoint and say the person was rude, the person was bad, the person is this. But somewhere you don't feel that connect. You feel, okay, I'd rather not meet this person, kind of thing. So I can't explain those things. Yeah, that's what I wanted to understand.
So the energy, your soul's energy, your whole body's energy is kind of repelling that, is not very comfortable. And I would say this, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and see, all of us you can ask this, and everybody actually does have that. Can I be an aura person, or can I read energies? Everyone can.
Okay.
Baby.
So you mean I can also do that, Shweta?
Yes, every child is born with it. I tell you. Yeah. See, we talk about sixth sense of women, right? We don't talk about sixth sense of man. But every child, when a child is born with all the energies. But so many times in the time when we are growing up, some of us are not allowed to express those uncomfortable questions. When I could see spirits, I used to tell my mother, and my mother would get paranoid. She said, "Ye kya bakwas hai? Humse mat baat karo."
Bhoot pakad liya hai.
And ye to matlab jhadwana padega. And I was like, yeah, true. So I kept quiet. But everyone can. And the more you listen to that voice, which is very, very soft, the more you start believing in your gut feeling or whatever. These are different names people use. It starts to become stronger and stronger. Now, it depends on you as a person that do you want to take it as your life? Do you want to find purpose in that? And if you do, then you study, you learn to balance, you learn to do certain things. I know a lot of people who keep on doing courses after courses after courses and say, I've done this healing, that healing, this healing, whatever. So if you make a choice, you became a branding person, right? Image consultant.
Yeah.
All right. I decided to do this. So when I decided to do this, because I knew my intuitions were there, I could receive signals, and I was kind of watering them or nurturing it, then I started to take it seriously more. Then I went ahead and did past life regression, hypnosis, different type of meditation. Those things I learned because there's so much more that we discover. See, I do color therapy, I do aura therapy. So healing as in color therapy, Reiki, I do Reiki massages as well. So these are the things I've started to learn. When I started doing tarot card reading, I remember I started doing it in 1999, and the only tarot reader I knew was Ma Prem Ritambara. And she used to do Osho Zen tarot cards. And that was the only one. And when I started on television, there were not so many people. Now, every news channel has a program where one Pandit comes or a tarot card reader comes and tells you that, you know, the day, the color, and how your day is going to be. When I started, people didn't even actually knew about what was tarot. Yes, they were, but the way it has come now, the way celebrities started doing tarots, and then there was a full show on past life regression. I was even offered by the channel to do a past life regression because they were doing it in Kannada. So they wanted me to do it in English, but that didn't materialize. So I did television, I did tarot card reading for 8 years on News 9. Yes, and it was a live show when we started. So then later it became a recorded show, but it was a live show where the clients would call in, or the audience would call in and ask questions, and then they could always they could come and take a consultation, which takes about 40 minutes of your time.
So, Shweta, going to that, even for now, I'm going to again ask people, if you have a question and you think Shweta can answer that, or, I would want you to do some session for our clients, please do send in your pictures. If you're not comfortable sharing it on your Facebook, just share it with me. I will share it with Shweta on her WhatsApp. So I would also type in my number. I would ask my team to just type in my number or the office numbers. The office number which is there is with Shweta, right? So you can send in your photograph to this number if you don't want to put it on a Facebook or a YouTube. I think a lot of people are not comfortable with that. I've just got a message saying, where can I personally send a message, picture? Send it on the number displayed against Shweta's name. That's the number that we have, the team has. We will send the picture to Shweta immediately and send it with your question so that Shweta can answer it in public without taking your name. We can do that for you.
Ask questions, so it would be easier to answer. If you ask very generic, say that what happened in my past, please tell me. Let's not, let's not do that.
Sure.
But I think
go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Whenever I go into any meeting or I meet people, the first thing they say, "Mere ko dekh ke batao, aapko kya lagta hai?"
That is what I was about to say. I'm scared if I know somebody's a clever, I'll just keep my mouth shut. Ye mere ko judge kar rahi hai. How does that happen?
Nahi, judge nahi kar rahi hai. I'll tell you why. Because we also have a life, Nandita. If I start, if I'm in a party and I start looking at people and looking at their past and future, I'm going to go nuts. Yeah? When I started doing it, trust me, when I started doing it, I didn't know how to shut it. I actually didn't know where to shut it and where to, switch it on. So it took me years of meditation and help of my master that I knew where to shut and knew when to switch it on. So if I meet you in the party, I might even not know who you are. Are you saying it right now?
Send it to Shweta. Okay. Sorry, Shweta, there were some questions that were coming in, so I'm sending it to your number.
Give me a
Yeah, just grab your phone in the meantime so that people, because a lot of people are not willing to share, and I think we would go like that with all the other 6 days, where if you're not comfortable, you can share it on the number that is being displayed in front of the tarot card readers, or the aura reader, or the numerologist. And this is my office number, and we will immediately send it to the number of the guest with us, and you can ask your questions, and they would just tell your initials, and they will ask the question, answer your question, so that you know it's about you and the others don't know it's you. Okay. So
I have a picture and a question. The person asks about the career. Thank you very much for the question, and thank you very much for believing. Yes. So whatever career you have right now would take some time to take off. All right. When I say take off, the way you're looking at it to rock and roll, it will take some time. There are chances that you might change. So if there are things in pipeline, what the person who's asked the question would do is make choices, and take that path. It would be good for you to make choices within the 6 to 8 months, next 6 to 8 months, and it will bring in a lot of money the way you desire, and fame. But one thing you need to be careful about is any kind of partnership. Please avoid any kind of partnership, because there are chances of partnership not working out in your favor. I think that's all the best for your career.
Sure. Thank you so much, Shweta, for that answer. So, Shweta, you said it's past, present, and future, right? And you said send a recent picture. Now, my question is, how does my future change? Because and I'm going to share a personal thing. 6 months back, I had a lot of weight. Thanks to COVID, I've lost a lot of weight thanks to eating at home and eating on time. Does that make a difference in my future? I look more, I'll become more healthier maybe, but I understand that part also. So how does a picture, yeah.
Again, it's like your clothes or your weight. Your weight, yes, if there are issues with your health, your aura would show us that. And if you've lost weight, yes, it will show you thinner, more attractive. But if you are troubled, with the same thing, so the weight, even if you have a 27 waist or a 46 waist or a 36 waist, it won't matter.
Okay. So what you're saying is your size doesn't matter, your looks don't matter, the color you're wearing doesn't matter, right?
Nothing.
Is that what you're telling me? Okay. So I have another person who's asked a question. I'm going to send the picture across to you with the question. Okay. In the meantime, till the time the question comes in correctly framed, I'm going to ask you another question which is related to this.
And which is the gentleman asking?
I am just sending you the question because I'm still getting it. So we are pure live. Okay. I think this gentleman would want to know about his career as much as I want to know him. So how would his career go in the next couple of months? Yeah.
The way he's looking at it. Okay. The way he's looking at it, and the way he is focused on whether it is to do, the way I'm looking at it, he's focused on something to do with fame, the career-wise, and things would change for him. It might not change right now. He would meet certain people within the month of December end and January, where they would open more avenues for the gentleman. Whatever career he's taking in, he would do that for a certain period. Okay. So if it is, say, career A, he would do this for 15 years or 10 years. And then in between, while he is up to this career, he would start something of his own. So there are two lines that I see, not a
Mhm.
single line which he would follow.
Okay, okay. Beautiful. So I
Yeah.
think that would answer his question. In case they have more questions, they want to get a more deeper understanding of what their careers are, how it moves, their personal life, their professional life. Shweta would be more than happy to answer your questions. You need to send in your name, email ID, and telephone number to the number that is given in front of Shweta. She has promised all the people who come through this event to give them a 10% off on her consultation charges, right, Shweta?
Yes.
As we call it, energy exchange in today's world, right?
Exchange.
Yeah, energy exchange. She would give a 10% off because of the relationship, and she's very, very nice to do that for all of us. So she would give a 10% off on that, and you can get in touch with her directly. Personally, I would like to share, I have known Shweta for the last 5.5 years now, and when I first met, I would like to bring this out for everybody. uh, she had asked me to send a picture of hers, and I was very skeptical. Trust me, how can I send a picture to an unknown person and they do voodoo on me as if I was some celebrity who, the world is out there chasing me and doing bad things in me. And when I met her, the energy is matched and we were very good friends. And I still remember I was asking her questions about everybody else because the main question that I wanted to ask, and she said, will you stop cutting? Will you just shut up and ask the right question, what you want to ask? Just stop, bullshitting around everything. And I'm like, no, this is what I wanted to ask. She said, no, ask the question that you want to ask. Just don't try just don't test me right now and ask about everybody else except the question that you want. And I was like, oh my God, like this lady is like, I was scared of her that night when she was answering, but yes, she has been a dear friend to me after that. And all those who know me in my circle know that whenever I have had slip disc issues in the last 3 years. So when I've been fallen ill, Shweta will automatically call me the night before and tell me, take care of yourself. Remember, no matter what, I'm there for you. Just call me anytime. And trust me, she has forewarned me, so I'm mentally prepared for certain things at times. So thank you, Shweta, for that. I think you got a beautiful energy around you. I don't know about aura or anything. I don't read auras right now, but
Leave that for us.
yeah. So yeah. So what I wanted to also ask you is, another question that I have, Shweta, which has come up from somebody in my personal message. And I'm going to ask you that. So how can I actually change my aura or make it more positive?
So, meditation does help.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You can, when you meditate, you clear the clutter basically. What does
Okay.
meditation do? We say शांत कर देता है, focus बढ़ा देता है. I would say
Mhm.
घर की सफाई कर देता है. So meditation actually clears the clutter, and once the clutter is cleared in your body and from your soul, or all the unnecessary things, the pots are empty, your aura would shine automatically.
Mhm.
Yes, there are certain techniques you can follow.
Okay.
When we say, okay, come for an aura cleansing or energy balancing or chakra balancing or chakra cleansing, there are
Mhm.
certain things that we use. There is a full session which happens for half an hour for a
Okay.
cleansing of the chakra or cleansing of your aura. And once your
Mhm.
chakra is cleansed, your aura would start to shine. So
Okay.
there are techniques that there is, I won't say there is a science, but there is a big study done on it. You can always see now everything is available on Google.
Yeah.
I would suggest people that 5-minute meditation won't harm anybody. 5
Okay.
minute meditation doesn't mean puja karna. Please understand. Separate it from your ritualistic. Meditation
Okay.
has got nothing to do with religion.
Mhm.
Meditation has got to do with your soul, when you connect to your soul. So if you're
Okay.
chanting, beautiful, it's lovely because it changes the energy around, lovely. But what
Mhm.
you can also do is sit quiet for 5 minutes. Just focus on your breathing for 5 minutes. Watch it from going and coming. If you can't sit for 5 minutes, sit for 1 minute. Quietly close your eyes, sit for 1 minute, shut down from everything. If you're very stressed out, just close your eyes, sit for 1 minute. Just get back to who you are. And then you can start again. There are different places where you can touch. There are energy points to, it's like jump start the day. There are a lot of things that you can do. There are techniques. When a client comes to me and says that this is where I'm feeling and my energy depletes, so I give them techniques. Okay, you can do this to jumpstart your day. Suppose today, I'm logging in at this time. I've had a tough day. To sound energetic, I use something, a small technique. So these techniques are all available. You can always meet your seeker or the master and find out, but there are techniques where you can use that. And simple, very simple, which I can share with everybody, is try to have a salt water bath, rock salt water bath. If you can, I would suggest once a week. If you cannot, then once in 15 days. It just clears the clutter. And if there are issues, then you can have it for the next 7 days, continuous. Use that salt water. Salt water does magical things. You can improve the aura of, when a lot of people call me if they're shifting their office or house. So I read the energy. It's not Vastu. I read the energy of a particular place. I remember long back, a client had called me. And she asked me to see this office. And I kept on telling her, I said, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But she forced me. And I'm talking about 97. I just started. So, people also, and she was older than me. People tend to boss you around. So I heard her. And she forced me to go in. I kept on telling her, I'm not getting a good vibe. Please don't. No, you come and see. And I went there and I came back with a bad headache, throwing up, because there was so much of negativity in that. And so every place also has auras. Every place also has energy. That's why we ask you to burn sage or camphor to clean up. Right? A lot of people ask you to keep salt in the house. There are ways of doing it. There are a lot of oils available to cut the negativity and balance the energy of the house. So everything, initially I had started by saying that every living thing has an aura, but every non-living also has an energy. That's why we ask you to remove the clutter. Because when you pile things up, it is that you are just making things stagnant, and you're somewhere or the other making things stagnant for your life as well.
Okay, yes, beautiful. Shweta, the question here is, when you say everything has energy around it and there's an aura to it, and my question is, at times, and there's a question that has come in, and I'm reading from there. Somebody has asked that when I was told, looking at my aura, that I'm meant for success, I will get a lot of work, I will become famous, I'll get a house, I'll get a car, and it's been a year and nothing has happened. So why? What has the aura gone bad, or why such things happen? Because when there are predictions based on energy, and that's my energy,
of course.
How would you explain that?
Sometimes energies, circumstances, outside circumstances affect. See, आपके भाग्य में है that you will. I'm giving you a very simple example. You will get nice hot tea. You won't have to get up and make. Now, you got hot tea, somebody made for you. You got a phone call, okay, which you decided to pick up. And then you went and you came back. The hot tea became warm. And then you drank warm tea. Now, who's to be blamed for that? Your kismat said aapko chai milegi, garam chai milegi, aapko, you won't have to make it, right? But if you decide to move your energy somewhere else, you would be missing that hot cup of tea. So if you are told that things would happen and within a year you will get a job, sometimes timeline moves.
Okay.
So sometimes there are delays. Delays can happen sometimes because we start to doubt. We start to doubt in our own capabilities. अरे साल भर बोला था, अभी 6 महीने हो गए, मिल नहीं रही है, पता नहीं, मैं तो बहुत परेशान हूं. So what are we doing? We are giving negative, no affirmations. We are not giving positive affirmations. We are giving negative affirmations. We are telling कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, कुछ. Anytime somebody picks up the phone, they say, अरे यार लाइफ में कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. What are you doing? Actually, अगर कुछ हो भी रहा होगा, what are you doing? You're sending the message to the universe that nothing is happening. Whereas if you call me and you ask me, how are you? I'm not saying lie. I'm not saying lie and say, oh, I'm happy. I'm not having any problem. Say, I'm good. Analyze the situation. But a lot of people, you call them, nahi yaar, sab band pada hai. Start saying
exactly.
positive.
I think that's a very typical COVID.
Yeah. But
you ask everybody how's business band chal raha hai, kuch nahi ho raha hai, and I'm wondering, there's so much happening around you. How can you say kuch nahi ho raha hai?
No, Nandita, agree, band chal raha hai, but how can you be not grateful? We are not being grateful कि चल रहा है, ठीक है, उतना अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है, the way it was going, but I'm able to manage. And I know and I'm sure that things would come. And the delay is only when we stop believing in the universe. When we stop believing in the higher power that he or she or whatever the energy is would not be doing this. And that's the reason why there is a delay. So your aura would have changed because you would have thought 10 times it's not happening. And then you're thinking, हाँ यार ऐसे कर लेती, अच्छा दूसरा वाला पकड़ लेती तो better था. You're doubting. You're doubting of what you're projecting. We do a lot of visualization and projections. Power of visualization. So when you actually project and visualize, it would happen. If it's not happening, it is your conviction. If you're not absolutely convinced, it would not. It would delay. We become our own hurdle, not your aura, not your energy. And if you have hurdle, then your aura will change, the color will change, the energy will change.
Okay, so one last question before I end the session today. Yeah. I would want you to make some, I won't say, you said non-living things have an aura and everything. I want you to make a prediction or, what about how quickly or how fast, or I don't know, you said timelines are not what you talk about, but
No, we
with
do.
COVID so I want you to talk about COVID and India. How quickly are we going to get over this pandemic and start living our normal lives again, Shweta?
Nandita, normal, the term of normal.
The new normal. Okay, the new normal life.
New normal, yeah. It would take time. So I'm not seeing anything which would happen very quickly. I do see shadows of COVID-19 till June, actually. So I don't see it completely going away. I do see numbers spiking up in a lot of places, and especially post Diwali. All right, because people are actually being extremely insensitive and not taking care. So I do see that, but it's going to be there. June, it's not going to completely wipe out of the universe. It's going to be there, so we will be dealing with it for a year more. But yes, most likely the schools would open in a new session. Some places the schools have opened, but some places the schools have opened. But the normal open, that is the class 1, KG and everybody, probably next session, and that is also skeptic. So I am not seeing it disappear completely from our systems. We would have to deal with it. And by June, probably things would be a little different. But the mask is not going anywhere.
The
The
mask is
mask.
there. So, guys, please invest in a good mask. Get fancy masks for yourself, or go get to your designers and ask them to design some pretty masks for the wedding season coming up. Right, Shweta?
Yeah. And cleanse yourself. I think wherever you're wearing mask and going, and even if you consult me or not, just come back. If you're going to a big function, come back and at least have a salt water bath, which would at least reduce the negativity, cut the negativity, which you might have caught from hospital or a ceremony or a wedding. So, all that. And please
Beautiful.
take care, stay safe, and let the universe take charge of your life. Let the energy of the universe bless you and guide you. Even if you don't have to come to any of us, actually. If you just trust the message, if you stay connected, I'm sure we all have the answers. We all know the answers. So just need to connect to your inner self, to that voice, which guides all of us. Mine is a little louder. It's like I'm wearing headphones. But if yours is a little meek voice, work on it so it becomes loud and it can guide you at every step of your life.
Okay, Shweta. So, for all those of you who are listening in, if you want a reading with Shweta, send in a message, and we will be happy to have her read your give a reading to you. Ask
Yeah.
questions of the unknown, the mysteries, and also, thank you, Shweta, for clarifying what aura is all about. And I would like you to leave us with a positive note, or a note wherein I would like you said, you could foresee when you see my aura, you can see a lot of stress in terms of bone issues. I would like to leave this evening with a positive note, so something positive that you want to convey to all of us before you go. And thank you so much for coming in and clarifying our doubts, Shweta.
Thank you for having me. And Nandita, one note to you. Within 2 years, please choose a color of your dream car. So I'm looking forward to sitting in that and going for a nice ride.
In Chennai, Shweta. Definitely.
I'm not specifying any place because there could be a movement, but yes, the dream car for sure. And for everybody who's listening, just be grateful. I think as long as you're grateful to what you have, be thankful and say a gratitude prayer every night. Thank the Lord for you being here, and I think that is what it is. And don't be scared of the messages you get. If you want to receive messages, ask your higher power to give you messages. And higher power always answers, never disappoints. So trust in that voice, that higher power, and take care of yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta, and good night, everyone. Tomorrow, don't forget to log in. We have with us an astrologer who has been doing this for the last 35 years of his life, and he will answer questions on astrology. If you are not comfortable asking questions on the chat like today, please send in your message to my personal number or the number that would be displayed. We would be asking questions on astrology. Is it a science? Is it something which is quacks make it? I have heard a lot about all those things. So keep your questions ready. The person is going to answer it for you. Thank you so much. Have a good night and see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Thank you so much and good night. Bye-bye. Thanks, Shweta.
Good night. Thank you.